in the number of new ICE officers. You know how tough they are? These are tough patriots. I know some of the people in these rows here, and I can tell you none of you want that job. Not even the governor. Hello, governor. None of you want that job. They walk into a nest of MS-13. MS-13 doesn't like guns as much as knives. They like to hurt people and take a long time to do it. And a gun is too quick. And they took two 16-year-old girls walking home from school, and they cut their skin off. And they died. They both died. They did it with knives. And the ICE officers will run into a nest of MS-13, the meanest of all gang members, the meanest. The Hells Angels are like the nicest people in the world by comparison. They're like really nice. They're high society.
What?
And they cut, and they cut. And these people will go into a nest, and they'll run in, and the fists start going, and they always win. They're tough. And they love our country, and they are totally disrespected by foolish Democrats that have no idea. And we've taken thousands of them, thousands and thousands of these gang members. We've taken them out, and we brought them back to their countries. We were having a hard time because when I first came in, I think an important story, they said, sir, you can't take them out because the other countries, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and many others, they won't allow us to land our planes in their airports. I said, what do you mean? The three countries in particular, and Mexico, but three countries, they wouldn't allow them. So I said, what do you mean they wouldn't? They said, they don't want them back, sir. They're not going to allow. So every time we'd fly with a plane full of essentially prisoners, gang members, and they'd have planes on the runway. You wouldn't allow them to run. They wouldn't accept our buses through the border. They wouldn't do anything. I said, so what?
Once again, what he's talking about is a half-truth. There is some truth to what he's saying, as always, which is America's deportation policies for MS-13 was so horrific that they would literally fucking send in planes full of, like, violent criminals that actually fucking were violent American criminals, by the way. They're El Salvadorian, but that doesn't mean that they're, like, you know, learning the fucking trade and doing the crimes in El Salvador, but America would literally fucking fly them back and not tell the government that this was an entire plane full of MS-13 criminals, okay? Straight up, they would just fly them back and be like, here, it's your problem now. And then those guys would then go to El Salvador and run El Salvador. There's a part of the reason why El Salvador has so much violent crime is literally because America took El Salvadoran criminals, okay? And ones that, like, learned the trade in the streets of Los Angeles and shit, okay, and shipped them back to El Salvador without telling the government that they were criminals. So then they took control in El Salvador and then came back to America. MS-13 is an American invention. It's not an El Salvadoran invention.
And I don't blame you. You don't want them. But you're not.
That is how MS-13 started.
Bring them back. They said, sir, we would be honored to have them back. Please send them immediately. I'll never forget it. And all these guys are sitting around that have been doing this stuff for a long time, right, Kellyanne? You were in the room, Kellyanne, when they said we would be honored to have them back. There's nothing we would rather have than MS-13 gang members coming back into our country. But please, when will the money start? So we had a great success with that, and we sent thousands, tens of thousands of these people back. Since Biden has effectively suspended all immigration enforcement, including horrible, vicious...
Oh, my God. 75% of Democratic and Democratic-leaning voters want the party to nominate someone other than President Biden in 2024. The same poll showed 55% of Republican and Republican-leaning voters want someone other than Trump as the GOP nominee. So there's more people in the Democratic Party that don't want Biden than there are people in the Republican Party that want fucking Trump. Oh, my God. Oh, no.
15 million people pour into
Oh, God. We are so fucked. We are so fucked, dude.
It's very hard to say we're going to remove 15 million people. You know, there's a thing called humanity. There's things that we have to think about. But we can get rid of all of the bad ones, and the police know almost immediately
2024 is going to be a fucking bloodbath, dude.
And that we can do fast and easy. At the same time, we should implement a bond system and a financial penalty so that anyone who comes to our country on a temporary visa and fails to depart suffers significant financial consequences, and we take the money away from the country. We charge the country $25,000 each for each person that comes in illegally. And I had that going, and then we all of a sudden got hit with the China virus. I was all set to do that. I was looking forward to it. And then they said, there's a terrible thing happening in China. There are a lot of dead people laying all over the streets. There's something going on. Shortly thereafter, I closed it up long before Nancy Pelosi wanted it, or any of these people, including Fauci. I used to listen to Fauci, and whatever he said, I did the opposite. I came out very good. But we closed it up, and then we had to close it up to Europe, and we would have had a much worse situation. But it's pretty amazing. Some of the things we've done are pretty amazing. The National Guard can be used to help find and remove criminal illegal aliens from our country. We have to use the National Guard. But we really do. We have to get ICE back. These people are incredible. And the Border Patrol, Brandon, Judd, the whole group, they're phenomenal people. And they love the country. You know, they could have an easy job. They don't have to do anything. They want to do their job. It's incredible. Sometimes I wonder, you know, I see things where they just want to be allowed to do their job. They don't want to be told to just stand away and leave us alone and let everybody pour in. They feel horrible. They see the country as being destroyed. These are great people. Border Patrol, ICE, and our police, of course, our police, all of our law enforcement. Furthermore, we should significantly increase jail time for repeat immigration violators to make clear that if you flout our immigration laws, you are looking at very hard time and substantial time. This used to be called Kate's Law. Do you remember that? Named after Kate Steinle, who was an incredible, beautiful young woman who was gunned down in San Francisco while standing with her father on a pier. Do you remember that? How can you forget it? In the prime of her life, by an illegal alien with 5 prior deportations. He just kept coming back in, and he shot her, standing with her father. Daddy, Daddy, something happened. That was her last words. What a horrible story that was. So we went to get Kate's Law passed. I didn't, but I know a lot of people were working very hard on it, and I believe that the radical left Democrats just wouldn't hear about it. They wouldn't do anything about it. It's hard to believe. But we have to get a law, Kevin, that's even tougher than Kate's Law. And I think everyone's going to go for it now. Because the one good thing about what's happened, they've performed so badly. We'll be able to get the job done in an even stronger and faster manner than...
Bro, they saw violent crime happen, and their argument was literally, let's fucking make it so that, you know, undocumented immigrants that aren't doing crimes are punished severely. Like, it is the argument, the assumption that, like, undocumented immigrants are a monolithic force that are just, like, violent barbarians who can't fucking stop themselves. That is the main fucking law for Kate's Law, for the record. That is what it is. It is an increase in maximum sentences for immigrants who re-enter the country illegally after a deportation. The bill is a waste of federal resources. It would likely balloon America's population of nonviolent prisoners while not protecting Americans against serious criminals. This is a Cato.org analysis on the Kate's Law. These are libertarians, like the fucking, you know, open border libertarians, the remaining 4 open border libertarians. It's the same propaganda here of Palestinians and Israel. Like, it is. If you have a problem with violent crime, address, I don't know, all of the different fucking layers. Okay? All of the different layers where that kind of crime manifests. Okay? Access to a weapon that was used in this circumstance. Why was this kind of violent crime occurring? Access to mental health treatment. Okay? But instead, they're like, no, every single person that is a nonviolent offender, even if they're a nonviolent, undocumented immigrant living on U.S. soil, if they're caught living on U.S. soil and they're deported, but their fucking family lives in the United States, so they come back, if they're caught again, it's over. Like, you know, put a fucking harsher sentence. Why do they want to do that? Because they want to inflate the prisoner population. Because they want actual slaves, okay? Not enough. Not enough to enslave the black population through the criminal justice system. We need more slaves. We need more slaves. We need more private prisons. we need to ensure that we have better slave labor. This is something I've talked about years ago, and it is pretty obvious what's happening. I mean, this is the main reason for it.
The things you could go on for days and days, the damage that's been caused. Well, I have focused on public safety today. There's much more to the America First agenda, as you all know very well, looking into the future. And I look forward to laying out many more details in the weeks and months to come. It's just the beginning, but it's also, and we can say this to Brooke, it's also a policy.
Thank you, Mach8, for the 20 gifted subs.
You can say whatever you want. It's really a policy of common sense, and it's a policy of law and order. Hello, Alvita. How are you? Thank you. We have to do so much. We need to save our economy and stop the inflation crippling American families. We have to rescue our schools from the Marxist teachers' unions. We need to completely demolish the corrupt education bureaucracy and liberate our children.
The Marxist teachers' unions, dude. Yeah, famous.
We need to protect. This is the craziest thing to have to say this, because who would ever think we have to say this? We need to protect parents' rights. Can you imagine? You're up here as, I'm a politician.
But we also need to arm the teachers.
I'm a politician, I guess. I ran for president. I won. Then I won a second time, did much better the second time. Did a lot better. Did a lot better. Very corrupt. I always say I ran the first time and I won. Then I ran a second time and I did much better. We got millions and millions more votes. And you know what? That's going to be a story for a long time, what a disgrace it was. But we may just have to do it again. We have to straighten out our country. We have to straighten out our country. We had it there. We had it. We actually did it twice. We did it pre-COVID, and then we did it again, and we handed over a stock market that was higher than it was pre-COVID. Nobody can even believe it. We actually did it twice. So it's a very sad thing. All of the things I'm talking about would have been done. We need to get political correctness and left-wing race and gender theories out of our military so that America can once again fight and win wars. We have to be thinking about winning. We have to abolish all COVID mandates and lockdowns and rehire every patriot who is fired from the military with an apology to them and give them their back pay that they've been looking for. And it is a great shame of the Pentagon brass that they have not spoken out in defense of their own service members. They have to speak out. To drain the swamp and root out the deep state, we need to make it much easier to fire rogue bureaucrats who are deliberately undermining democracy, or at a minimum, just want to keep their jobs. They want to hold on to their jobs. Congress should pass historic reforms empowering the president to ensure that any bureaucrat who is corrupt, incompetent, or unnecessary for the job can be told, did you ever hear this? You're fired. Get out. You're fired.
You were the president. You were the president. You literally had like Scott Pruitt and shit in positions of power in a direct fucking conflict of interest. I'm losing my mind. He's doing the same shit that Biden does when he's like, oh, look alive, Jack. Who's the president? I'd like to have a talking with him. And it's like, dude, you're the same. You're acting like you weren't the president. Notice how he talked about how he was like the outsider again. He's like, people say I'm a politician. It's like, motherfucker, you were the president. You were the president. Ah! What do you mean people say? What do you fucking mean people say that that you're a politician now? It's like, yeah, you are. You are the politician.
In fact, if you know, Canada and Mexico want to renegotiate the deal, and I say to Biden, don't do it, and don't give up the tariffs on China. We want to bring back our jobs and secure manufacturing independence. We need to rapidly maximize domestic oil and gas production to restore energy independence and bring the price of gasoline back down to a number that nobody even believes anymore. We had it down to $1.87. Can you imagine?
Because
to build on
COVID.
my historically successful trade policies that brought back millions of jobs and billions of dollars, we need to strengthen our trade laws, give the president more tools to combat.
He's literally talking about COVID only when it's like shit like, oh, the price of oil and gas was so low. Yeah, because no one was driving, dummy.
To China and other countries that you could ever do. For the senators, don't allow it to happen. It's before you. If you do that, you're not a great American, and I'll say it very strongly. We need to establish a commission to hold China accountable for unleashing the virus upon the world and the damage they've caused. And we need to restore my administration's initiative to target and eliminate Chinese espionage, which Joe Biden outrageously abolished. You know, we had it. Huawei couldn't come in. Newt, you know that. They were prohibited from coming in. All of a sudden, they're all over the place. It's crazy what's going on. We should once again require able-bodied single adults to go to work or train for a job in order to receive welfare and other benefits. You got to work. And we should require proof of citizenship to receive the child. We have to do this to get the child tax credit to stop subsidizing illegal immigration. We're bringing illegal immigrants into our country because they're paying them a
Dog, the child is American, though. Like a child tax credit given for an American child born on U.S. soil. Doesn't matter if their fucking mom or dad is not a U.S. citizen. The child is a U.S. citizen. It doesn't say daddy tax credit. It's the child tax credit. What the fuck?
a disaster. You know, if you give $5,600 plus $1, they put you in jail. $5,600. You can't give any more than that. They put you in jail. Zuckerberg gave $417 million. So what's happening? Just an amazing thing. And we want to ensure universal voter ID. But our goal should be same-day voting with only paper ballots. That's just like France just had.
Bro, you don't even vote. Dog, he doesn't vote same day with a paper ballot. What is he talking about?
Only paper ballots. That's it.
He doesn't even vote.
The military, if it's based far away only, can vote. And people that are legitimately ill can vote by mail-in. But that's a very small category. Same-day voting. France just had an election.
Bro, France also has a fucking federal holiday, which you would never do, you pussy.
There was no dispute, no nothing. It was all paper. Everything was paper. Same day. They voted in one day. It started early in the morning. It went throughout the day. They had plenty of capacity. 55 million. It's bigger.
Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for a French-style electoral process, an elections process. We don't have any of that.
In America, these are the choices that America must confront on the road ahead. Right now, these next few years, our country will decide whether we are going to allow a corrupt and radical ruling class to snuff out the torch of liberty, or whether we will resist the forces of decay and raise that torch higher and prouder than ever to enlighten and inspire the entire world. We can do that. Together, we're standing up against, thank you, I think. Together, we're standing up against some of the most menacing forces, entrenched interests, and vicious opponents our people have ever seen or confronted. A friend of mine recently said that I was the most persecuted person in the history of our country. And then I started thinking about it, Kellyanne, and I said, you know what? He may very well be right. He may be right. Think of it. We had a Russia scam that covered religiously. It was covered religiously by the media. A lot of media back there today. Was covered religiously, even though the media knew it was fake. They knew it was fake. It turned out to be a concocted fairy tale made up by crooked Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, a sleazeball writer named Christopher Steele, and a coordinated effort with, of all places, Russia. They dealt with Russia on the Russia hoax. Then I had the impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, and the Mueller investigation resulting after 2 years in a verdict of there was no collusion. Who has been through anything like this, seriously? Certainly no politician and definitely no president. All of this while I was doing so much as president, including creating the most secure border in American history, recording the largest tax and regulatory cuts in the history of our country, biggest tax cut ever, bigger than the Reagan
was
cuts,
assassinated.
bigger than anyone, and regulatory, just of equal importance. $1.87 a gallon gasoline. We're at 5, 6, 7. You're going way up. No inflation, low interest rates, record growth in real wages, rebuilding our entire military. We rebuilt the military, gave $85 billion of it to
the funniest part about like the
Taliban.
shit that he complains about is that like Fox News literally did that to Obama for the 8 years that Obama was president. It's just like CNN did that to Donald Trump. That's it. Back in the day, CNN and MSNBC didn't operate as aggressively towards Republican presidents before Trump in the same way that Fox News has always operated towards Democratic presidents. That's it. That's the reason why he's able to fucking cry about this shit nonstop and like, oh, I'm just prosecuted.
That's the big difference. And others who are standing before the same microphone, same thing, they get out and they say, oh, our country is suffering so badly because... And he knows the whole thing is a hoax. I said this the other day. He knew Russia was a hoax. Him, Hillary Clinton, the DNC, the Democrats. And he stood pompously before microphones. His head, as you know, I feel, is shaped like a watermelon. He's quite an unattractive man. Now, see, they'll get me in trouble for that, Kellyanne, because by saying he's unattractive, they'll say, that's a horrible thing to say. But he said slightly worse about me. But think of this. He knows it's a hoax. He goes, not a stupid person, an evil person, a sick person, in my opinion, but he goes before these same...
Who's he talking about with the watermelon head?
And he said, President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr., will go to prison for what he's done with Russia. What kind of a man would
Adam
say
Schiff?
that my
Shifty
son...
Schiff? Adam Shit.
Put yourself in my son's position, that he's going to prison on something that he doesn't even know about, and that Adam Schiff knows is a hoax and a fairy tale and was made up. And the New York Times, Bret Stephens did a piece on it the other day. They admit now that it was a totally made-up hoax. He's saying my son should go to prison, and he knows it was a hoax. What kind of a human being can do that? Only a sick, evil, very bad human being. And now I have the same people there, the same people, other than Cheney, who's the worst, and crying Adam Kinzinger. I watched him today. He's, oh. I mean, these people are just, you know, but the same basic people are now going on this. And it's so unfair when you see what happened to
Crying Adam
BLM,
Kinzinger.
when you see what happened to Antifa, when you see what happened to all of the killings that took place all over the country, and then when you see what they're doing to people that in some cases didn't even enter the building, and you see the way they're being tortured and handled so horribly, when you see Kamala Harris getting people out on bail that burned down buildings and killed people, and getting them out on bail, and you can't even get many of these people out on bail. What a sad thing. And something's going to have to happen, because people are not going to take it much longer.
Wait.
There's two sets of justice.
I thought there was Antifa.
Go into it, but nobody's ever seen what's happening today in our country.
What?
And they're doing the exact same thing.
Brother, we had slavery. What is he talking about? We still have slavery. But, like, we also, like, officially had it. And now we kind of officially have it with the 13th Amendment. What are you talking about?
Our biggest threat in this country remains the sick, sinister, and evil people from within. These are evil people. Crazy Nancy Pelosi. She impeached me twice only because she had enough votes. And the Democrats do stick together, even though they don't agree with it, because they're afraid not to. She impeached me twice, but the Republicans stuck together also, so I'm honored that they did. But think of how sick that is.
Fucking pussies.
I got impeached over a phone call. Congratulations on your win. Trump gets impeached. I mean, this is just a crazy time. Never forget, everything this corrupt establishment is doing to me is all about preserving their power and control over the American people. They want to damage you in any form, but they really want to damage me so I can no longer go back to work for you. And I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running. Oh, you know. Oh,
Thank
Lord, he's running.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very nice. Now, it's a very sad thing. Who else could have taken this? You know, think of it. Nixon went through not even one impeachment. And I think he always regretted that he didn't fight. But people...
Let's go, pro Nixon.
Period of time. And to me, they say a very successful man came up to me and said, could I ask you a question? One of the most successful. Could I ask you a question? You know what? How do you take it? How do you get up in the morning? I say, do I have a choice, right? Do I have a choice? And we take it. But I think the people respect it. I really do. I see that, and I see it maybe now more than ever. And the problem we have is that the fake news media is corrupt and complicit. If they weren't, we would have a much quicker heal, because in its own way, they're the police. They're the police of honesty and all. And when people don't trust them, their approval rating is now lower than Congress, which is saying something. Sorry for all you congressmen, but that's the truth. It's been there for a long time. But, you know, when I first ran, it was very high. And I'm very honored to say that I've revealed something that people just didn't know. But it's never been like it is now. It's never been like it is now. If I renounced my beliefs, if I agreed to stay silent, if I stayed at home and just took it easy, the persecution of Donald Trump would stop immediately. It would stop. But that's not what I will do. I can't do that. A much simpler life. I have to save our country. I can't do that because I love our country, and I can't do that because I love the people of our country, so I can't do that. I wouldn't do it, and people don't want me to do it. Thank you very much. And I'm not doing this for me because I had a very luxurious life. I had a very simple life. I had everything. People say, you sure you want to do this? But, you know, there's an expression, the best day of your life is the day before you run for president. Did you ever hear that expression? And I laughed at it. I said, that may be true, actually. Right, Kelly? May be true. But I'm doing it for America, and it's my honor to do it. It's my great, great honor to do it.
Yeah, he's doing it for
Because if
America.
I don't, our nation is doomed to become another Venezuela or become another Soviet Union. That's where we're headed. When you look at what's happening with the media, Newt, that's where we're headed. Or become a very large-scale version of Cuba, where all is lost and there is no hope. But no matter how big or powerful the corrupt radicals that we're fighting against may be, no matter how menacing they appear, we must never forget this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you, the American people.
It's so funny how fucking powerless the Democratic Party is when he says shit like this. Like, Republicans are owning right now. Like, they're literally owning. They're owning from the grave. You're just a brainwashed Democrat? Hell yeah, brother.
Republic, unlike anything the world has ever known. Our American ancestors stood their ground on Bunker Hill. They starved and suffered at Valley Forge, and they seized victory at Yorktown. So many great, incredible, dangerous, brilliant events. They ventured out and conquered an untamed wilderness. They settled the Great Plains, crossed the Rockies, and kept pushing westward. They raised families. They built a bustling city. They founded thriving industries. They rescued freedom from the evils of fascism and communism. And they planted our flag on the face of the moon. Think of what we've done. These courageous men and women
the moon
gave
landing was
everything they had
staged,
to
guys,
make America into the greatest nation in all of history. Greatest nation in all of history.
With the exception of
now
like
we are a
one or
nation
two of those
in
things that he just mentioned, most of it is just America doing genocide, but he's just like saying it in a positive
that
way.
has the highest inflation in 49 years, and where the stock market just finished the worst first half of the year since 18.
Like World War II, moon landing, that's it.
Likewise,
Everything
we
else
are a
is just
nation that
literally
has the highest
genocide, but he's
energy
saying
cost
it
in
like
its
it was
history.
cool.
We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant as we were just 2 short years ago. Think of it. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia and many others for oil. Please, please, please help us, Joe Biden.
Instead,
says.
he would be begging Saudi
Yet we
Arabia
have
just
more
like Joe
liquid
did
gold
inevitably.
under our feet
Come on, bro.
than any other nation in the world. We are a nation that is consumed by the radical left's Green New Deal. Yet everyone knows that the Green New Deal will lead to the destruction of our country. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world. And we are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate
thing Brandon ever
Ukraine,
did.
killing hundreds of thousands of people.
There's only
And
good
it will
legacy.
only get worse. And it would never, ever, ever have happened if I was your commander-in-chief. Would have never happened. And it didn't. It didn't. For 4 years, it didn't. And China, with Taiwan, is next. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement like never before against the opposing political party. Nothing's ever happened like what's happening now.
What?
We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is all you get, and they are the true enemy of the people. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, where crime is rampant like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died of COVID in 2021 than died in 2020.
He's right about that.
We are a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon.
He's right about that. Dark
Which they are
Brandon.
incredibly
Dark Brandon
being
killed more
allowed to
MAGA
do
supporters
right
with
now as we
COVID
speak.
than Donald Trump
Would have
ever
never
could.
happened
It's
under
true.
President Trump. They were dying to make a deal.
It's true.
They
Dark
would have made a deal with
Brandon.
us right after the election, and it would have been a good deal.
Let's go.
And China is being allowed to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it has taken from us to build a military, the likes of which possibly the world has never seen. And this also would never
Dark
have
Brandon,
happened
rise up.
with us.
Rise up,
The
Brandon
level of
Heads.
speed with which they're going, it's a very dangerous thing. And just 2 years ago, we had Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea in check. They weren't going to do a thing against us, and everyone knows it, especially those leaders, and perhaps most.
When he talks about weaponizing the police force and stuff, like he's saying that's what he wants to do, and he's going to inevitably have to do it because he's setting the grounds for that. He's like, oh, well, they did it first, so the only way to fight back against the fake press, fake news media, lying press is by weaponizing the law enforcement community against them.
Whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list. But we are not going to let this continue. 2 years ago, we
Why
had
are you
the
making your own
greatest-
dialogue that wasn't
There's
said?
never
Wait,
been
what?
anything
This
like
is
it.
true? He's
2
correct in what
years
he's saying, though? Keck.
Greatness like no
W?
one had ever seen. There's never been anything. We were
Oh, we're back. We're back with the
Outlapping
Trump didn't
China.
actually mean it, but if he meant it, he was right about it. But if he was right about it and he meant it and it was kind of bad, then other people are doing worse, guys. The dick
2018,
riding is about to be
2019,
out of
the latest,
control, dude.
and they weren't even close.
Homies in the
because
chat are
we
going to be
were
bouncing off of
outdistancing
Trump's
something that
dick.
they never thought could happen.
so
But soon
fucking
we will have
hard,
greatness
dude.
again. With all my heart and all my soul, I firmly believe that the American people will reject a fate of decline, demoralization, and ultimately
People are
a
gonna
fate
ride
of
Trump's dick so hard, it's gonna make Aiden Ross riding Andrew Tate look like nothing. It's gonna make that look normal, contentious even.
nation that is more exceptional than it ever was before. I believe we can do that. America's story is far from over. And in fact, we are just getting ready for an incredible comeback, a comeback that we have no choice but to make. We don't have a choice. We won't have a country if we don't make it. Through strength, we will restore our safety. Through hard work, we will rebuild our prosperity. Through courage, we will reclaim our liberty. Through love, we will repair our unity. Through success, we will rediscover our pride. And through unyielding determination together, we will make America stronger, safer, freer, greater, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great honor. Thank you.
This was a little bit low energy. And for those of you So I'll just say it like this. For those of you who are like, oh, what is a summary? The summary is literally everything he has done over the past fucking 4 years, over the past, over his prior presidential term. He just said the exact same shit over and over again. Election is stolen. Top of the hour ad breaks are upon us. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do, believe me, many of these other Twitch streamers, they're running so many more ads. But this Hasanabi guy, he's running 1 minute of ads, folks. Can you believe this? He calls himself a socialist, and he's running a top of the hour ad break. But then, at least you can avoid those ads as long as you subscribe for $5 American, or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster, believe me. Okay? You can also get gifted a sub, folks. That is, if you're lucky. Aloha from Maui. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. You're losing the voice? Yeah, I know. Would really be pockets if someone drenched the pop filter with mic with dimethyl curry? What? Thank you, Mach 8, for the 20 gifted subs. So, but yeah, no, everything he said before in every other fucking rally, he has said again, with like a couple new anecdotes sprinkled into it. A thing that I had never heard before was like the French, was the French election take. That was new, kind of. That was relatively new. It was how the French elections don't have mail-in ballots, which is true. It was banned, I think, in like the 1950s or something. Wait, let me see exactly the date. In France, mail-in ballots are not allowed. You have to do same day. Except in France, it's also a federal holiday. You know what I mean? And in European countries where they have like, where they actually have, for example, laws, or you have to, where you have to show an ID to get to be able to vote. You have an identification paper that the government gives you for free, unconditionally. No driver's license, no nothing. So again, do you think we're fucked for the midterms? Oh, dude, totally. Tell me how this Twitch subscriber thing isn't an MLM or a funnel scheme. Do you think a Twitch subscription is a multi-level marketing scheme? Brother, do you understand what a multi-level marketing scheme is? Like, you don't have to buy in and then you make no money by selling it to other people. Everything is free. Not only is it free, but you can also like literally watch it for free on YouTube on either my channel or straight up on other fucking YouTube channels that are operated by my fans. It is I have 4,000 subs from your MLM. Thanks, Azan. Yeah. It's a bad joke. Sorry, man. Oh, I thought you were a tater tot, unironically failing to comprehend what a multi-level marketing scheme is and just using it here.
Thank you for your patience. There's no easy way to say that.
This is Mothers Against Governor Greg Abbott, I guess?
Yes, but your baby has a catastrophic brain abnormality.
What does that mean?
It means that parts of her brain didn't form. Your daughter, if she is to survive, will live only a matter of hours after birth. During that time, she will experience a multitude of seizures and ultimately aspirate on her own bodily fluids. She will suffer. A decision will need to be made on termination. I wish I could tell you what to do, but there is only one person who can make this choice.
How much time do I have?
And that person is Greg.
Greg?
Who the f*** is Greg?
Yeah, let me just give him a call.
Dude, that is so fucked. Okay, this is like, dude, liberals are insane. You're betraying how fucking gross this, and how horrifying of an experience this is by like kind of, you know, minimizing it. I get the point, but this is a little unhinged, dude.
Hey, Greg. Dr. Robinson here. Listen, I've got a pregnancy that could... Yes? But I think this one is the... Yes, okay. Sure. Okay, I'll let them know.
Comedy police on the way. I mean, dude, it's like a decent bit, and I get the fucking thing. I get the juxtaposition is like really aggressive. It kind of hits you in the fucking face. It could be a powerful way to drive the message home, you know, drive it across.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no. Best of luck to you.
I mean, I get it. I don't have an issue with it. Like, I think, you know, having these kinds of fucking videos out there to do agitated propaganda is not the worst thing, I guess. You always say you wish liberals were as psychotic with the messaging as Republicans are. Yeah, but liberals being as psychotic with the messages as the Republicans would mean like going aggressive with the messaging and showcasing the horrifying nature of it. You know what I mean? Rather than Mothers Against Greg Abbott, MAGA. Oh, that's pretty funny. For measly $5, subscribe to Ozan. He will teach you how to get away with it. Yeah, no. Okay, what is this? Let's see. Boys, girls, MBs, on this day, this glorious day, my birthday, 7/25/2022, as I turn 31, we are now finding out that Senator Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, is using the word psychotic. Sorry to be that guy. Okay. Let's dispel this notion that you're sorry to be that guy. Okay? You are not sorry to be that guy. You love being that guy. That guy is everything that you want to be. So much so that you are being that guy right now, and you are not sorry. Shut the fuck up. Virginia has announced that he has tested positive for COVID-19. At this point, my politics is just pure spite-based. I just don't like him. He's not gonna die, though. But, you know, we'll celebrate it regardless. Hey, sometimes the big man upstairs is delivering. You know what I'm saying? What a gift to me. Ladies and gentlemen. You getting one guy is the worst part of your stream? Yeah, one guy. There's only one guy that's like that, and it's not like an attitude that manifests in leftist circles so regularly, so frequently. Okay. 3-minute video from Australian leftist attacking SCOTUS. I love the way you say, okay, it sounds like a Canadian Trump. What is this TGM on this? This morning I tested positive for COVID-19. I'm fully vaccinated and boosted and experienced mild symptoms. I will isolate. I hope you get better, Senator. May this be a time for you to reflect on how lucky you are to have health care and a job that provides sick leave, unlike many of your constituents. Transgender Marcus. I hope he doesn't recover. This is a New York Times journalist hoping a senator they don't agree with dies. Wait, stop. This person unironically thought Juniper, aka transgender Marks, with that fucking Avi, is literally a fucking New York Times journalist. Dude, people are so dumb, dude. That's incredible. I really don't like the way you use some of the words, and frankly, you have a small head. Sorry to be that guy. Fuck you. Why did I read that? Okay. Watch Richard Wolff own billionaire defender Lex Friedman. We were going to watch this yesterday. That's wonderful that they thought that that was real. Okay. We just looked at this new CNN poll, but things are not looking too good for Dark Brandon, aka the Dark Lord, the Dark Overlord, Dark Brandon. Okay. Because Americans, especially the spineless Democrats, don't understand that Dark Brandon, right, folks? It's Dark Brandon. He's killed more Trump supporters than Donald Trump ever could, believe me. More Republicans have died to COVID, which is fake, but only real when Dark Brandon uses it to kill Trump supporters. Killed more Trump supporters than anyone else ever could. Dark Brandon makes him sound cool. Yeah, no, I that's why I'm doing it. They're saying, folks, he's the destroyer of MAGA. Okay. Are you still playing Multiverses with your player of choice? Yeah, I am playing Multiverses later today in a hashtag ad. This accent went from Trump to some guy in Brooklyn to a hippie to Colorado. What? Dark Brandon? What is this? Did you see Matt Gaetz get absolutely clapped by Pence's chief of staff? Mark Short, Mike Pence's chief of staff on Matt Gaetz.
On that note, let me just say what everybody here knows. Mike Pence will never be president. Nice guy, not a leader.
Mark?
Well, I don't know if Mike Pence will run for president in 2024, but I don't think Matt Gaetz will have an impact on that. In fact, I'd be surprised if he was still voting. It's more likely he'll be in prison for child sex trafficking by 2024.
Okay, that I hate to give it to him, but this lizard in a human skin suit absolutely fucking dagger-dicked, straight up dagger-dicked Matt Gaetz. Holy fuck. I mean, I made that exact same joke, but like, goddamn, it sounds so much more funny when it's coming from like someone who is appearing on a CNN broadcast.
And I'm actually surprised that Florida law enforcement still allows him to speak to teenage conferences like that. So,
oh my God. Oh, he kept going. Oh my God. Actual lizard person works with fucking Mike Pence and literally just destroyed. That's a kill. That's a confirmed kill.
I'm not too worried about Matt Gaetz, thanks.
That is actually, wow, that he didn't even stop. He was like, did I finish? Did I finish? No, I'm going to finish on your mom. Hassan, my favorite thing about you is how tiny you made me look in comparison. That's your favorite thing about me? Florida prisoners can vote right now, can't they? No, dude. What are you, crazy? Of course they didn't allow that shit to happen. Wait, what was I going to show you? What were we going to watch before we get into this? There was something I wanted to watch. God damn it. All right. Here, let's watch this. Honest Government made
US
a
government.
Supreme Court one.
Not that. Or that. Your actual government, the Supreme Court. You know, the guys who brought you voter suppression, Citizens United, and this global terrorist, SCOTUS. Even at the best of times, SCOTUS gives zero fucks about democracy. We answer.
Is this Pixel Smixel, friend of the show, Hasanabi head? Am I wrong? Isn't she a Hasanabi head? She's in here in the chat regularly, right?
To nobody, we overrule laws made by Congress.
Or used to be, I think. I remember her name.
Life, and you don't even elect us. To be fair, you barely elect the people who do appoint us. But here we are. And now that we finally have enough Federalist Society nutjobs on the bench, we'll be using this court's unchecked power to wrong some rights. Like the right for women to have no control over their own bodies. The right for kids to be indoctrinated at school.
She shit, never mind. Last time Pixels Mixels talked in here was in 8/29/2021. It's been a year. Safe to say that she is no longer a Hasanabi head, I think. Okay, never mind. I don't know what happened. Debate me into relevancy, please. I have so many facts to list off. Oh God, 8/29. That's like maybe that's a Hasanabi. Did you already watch the Trump rally? Yes, we just ended it.
School. The next mass shooter's right to flaunt their weapon in public, and the right for polluters to kill even more of you in heat waves, floods, and fires. But we're only just getting started. In our next term, we'll decide if Republicans have the right to steal the next presidential election. That's right. We'll be ruling on the theory of independent state legislature.
That's gonna be fun.
Independent state
That's gonna be fun.
legislature is a judicial fart cooked up by these three bandits who helped steal the 2000 election in what's widely regarded as one of our shittest rulings ever. The theory proposes that during presidential elections, state legislatures have the power to ignore your votes and choose their own electors, which is handy if none of your favorite presidents have won the popular vote this century. And if state courts try to stop this shitfuckery by upholding their constitutions, the theory says SCOTUS should step in to decide the outcome of the election. Yep, just like what happened in 2000. History was almost repeated at the last election when El Duce asked us to use this very theory to invalidate your mail-in ballots in a bunch of swing states. Unfortunately, we didn't quite have the numbers to help him out back then. But now, we do. Trump 24. Brought to you by SCOTUS. Legal experts say it would be hypocritical of us to embrace a law with no constitutional basis after striking down this law for having no constitutional basis. But they overlook a key aspect of our jurisprudence. We don't give a shit. We're just here to impose our fucked up ideology. Lick our SCOTUS. What's that? How can you stop us? Well, introducing more justices and term limits would be a start, but that would require an actual majority in both the House and Senate. Better vote in those midterms. Might be the last free election you get. Failing that, you'll have to find a way to show us you're not going to stand for 6 unelected pieces of shit rat fucking your democracy anymore. You know, general strikes, mass protests, all good things we've been working hard to outlaw. Until then, enjoy the ride as we take you back to 1787, or whatever this frat boy imagines that to be. Probably a cross between Handmaid's Tale and Beerfest. Whatever. Fuck you. SCOTUS. Authorized by the Department for Thinly Disguised Plans to Usher in a Theocratic Christian Regime.
Welcome to...
That was pretty good. That was an honest government ad for the U.S. Supreme Court. Australians are making fun of us. That's from one penal colony to the other, okay? And I'm afraid we're going to have to take that. We're going to have to take that, boys. No matter what you think about Australia, they do own us on that respect, okay? In that regard. We are being absolutely fucking owned. Another L, dude, from one British colony, one British penal colony to the next, okay? Australia is bad too, lol. I'm good. Penile colony, yeah. What? Top 10 tactics of fascism? No, I don't want to watch that. Okay. Here, let's watch this fucking thing.
They can't get rid of him.
Then
he broke the internet and he's making millions of dollars selling everybody this course teaching you how to get rich called Hustlers University. So I just paid the $50
I hate to be that guy, but why have you literally not made a single call for unionization of the child labor force in Alabama? That's right. Fucking hypocritical leftist doesn't even want the kiddies that are working in the Alabama Hyundai factory to unionize. You caught me, dude. You're so fuck. No, that was a good joke. That was a good one.
Bucks for the course. Let's see if it gets us out the hood.
Hold on tight. We're about to get rich. Right here, Hustlers University.
So after I paid the $50, it brought me to this Discord that shows me a ton of different businesses I can try out. I went to every section of the course, but it's really just basic stuff you can just find on YouTube. People say they join this for the networking, but you're just networking with a bunch of broke Andrew Tate fanboys.
Sent down from God Andrew Tate.
The only reason is
literally the worst people to network with. Like, here's a group of individuals that are not going to ever. Wait, what? Your GIF is in another castle? Woke Discord removed all Trump GIFs? That's fucking bullshit. That's eradication of free
this really
speech.
got so big is because Andrew Tate's a master marketer and says a bunch of controversial stuff he knows will go viral.
If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to Mortal Kombat.
It's not horrible, but YouTube is better and free. Follow for more.
All right, that was You see where an anonymous source, John Roberts, claims that Robert was trying to get Kavanaugh to side with him on Dobbs suspiciously right before the draft opinion leaked? Wait, really? The inside story on how John Roberts failed to save abortion rights? Oh, God. I don't like the inside story on how John Roberts tried to save abortion rights. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, he was just trying to save it, dude. He was trying to save it so hard. I mean, the only reason why this is remotely relevant is because I can see the reason why it got leaked. And it didn't get fucking leaked because some fucking liberal leaked it. It got leaked because a Republican leaked it. I mean, statistically speaking, a conservative clerk leaking it is significantly higher considering that there are 6 Supreme Court justices that are conservative with many clerks that work for them versus the 3 Supreme Court justices that are liberal with significantly less clerks that work for them. So, you know, the math checks out. And that was a speculation that a lot of people brought up. I don't have a problem with the leak. I think it's good. I'm a fan. They should do more of that. Making it in the sports world, pardon my take, brought you up with Andrew Schultz. Yeah, I heard. I don't know what they said, but notice the leak dialogue went away. Yeah, of course, because the leak dialogue originally was just another way to like move the attention away from the actual impact of the SCOTUS decision. And when the SCOTUS decision came out, it was over. And once the SCOTUS decision came out, it's done. No one gives a fuck about who leaked it or whatever anymore. No one cares about the institutions, the infallibility of the Supreme Court as an institution, because they already did it to themselves. Congratulations. Anyway, oh, Donnie's back. That's what I was looking for. Donnie actually sent me this video this morning. He said, it's, I'm back. I did another video. Donnie is back, and he's talking to Trump supporters in the wake of hearings. Donnie O'Sullivan, folks, friend of the show. Let's take a look at what he did.
Since you.
He just didn't lose.
Do you believe the election was stolen? Yes. Do you have faith in elections now? No. Do you believe the 2020 election was stolen?
No, I don't believe the 2020 election was stolen. I believe that there are aspects of the 2020 election that were unfair.
In Arizona, a Republican Party at odds with itself. Trump and Pence holding competing events with 2 very different understandings of reality.
We need a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig it or steal it, even if they try.
At Trump's rally, a bonfire of conspiracy theories.
Have you watched the January 6th hearings?
I have.
What do you think?
I think they're a bunch of bullshit.
Why?
Well, because Do you have both sides, or are you getting one side of the story?
You mean like the side that attacked the Capitol?
You really believe that happened?
I was there.
Okay. I have a lot of people that were there too.
And
saw things that it wasn't what they say it was.
But there's been hundreds of Trump supporters now charged. A lot of them have pled guilty.
And do you think it's right for those people to have those people in jail and not get any justice in our American system? Are you kidding me?
Do you think it was right that they attacked the Capitol?
They didn't. That was an inside job, buddy.
That conspiracy theory that those who stormed the Capitol were not Trump supporters is widespread here.
Have you guys been watching the January 6th hearings at all?
No.
No?
No, we saw it when it all went down, and then we saw like a lot of the BLM and the Antifa people in the building as well, and it's just nonsense.
But I think like 800 people now have been charged, right?
Yeah.
None of them are Black Lives Matter or Antifa.
Yeah, that
They're
doesn't
not
mean
charging
anything.
them.
That doesn't mean
They
anything
have
in
not
this
been
country.
brought into court for their due process because they have not been arrested.
What? Bro, the funny thing is, like, half these people were there. Like, that's my favorite thing that Trump supporters say all the time, aside from, you know, literally everything else that they say, which is pretty funny, unintentionally humorous and great and wonderful and fills me with joy every time I hear them. But the greatest take about all of this, the funniest part about this process is when these motherfuckers will go out and be like, were you there? Yes, I was. So who stormed the Capitol? Antifa. Motherfucker, you stormed the Capitol. What do you mean Antifa was there? You stormed the Capitol yourself. You just said it. That's awesome.
Hunter Biden hasn't been arrested.
Trump has told lies about the election in that he said he didn't really lose. Do you think that all the lies about the election are damaging for American democracy?
You believe he lied?
Do you not?
No, I do not. I don't. He won.
But these are no longer fringe ideas. A majority of Republicans do not believe Biden legitimately won the election.
Hey guys, any of you want to talk to us?
The Proud Boys, who Trump once infamously told to stand back and stand by, now a regular fixture outside his events.
Any Proud Boys want to talk to us today? No? You been watching January 6th hearings?
Bro, these are not Proud Boys, dude. Okay, these are proud divorced dads. Okay, and I don't even know if they're proud. I mean, what the fuck? There's nothing boyish about these motherfuckers, bro. These are sad dads. Okay, these are the ashamed divorced dads. What the fuck, dude? It doesn't matter what you tell them. They'll just divert back to the talking points that were told to them by their favorite figures, and that's it. They've been convinced anyone telling them otherwise is lying. Oh my God.
No.
Nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
There's CNN, right?
CNN, yeah.
Thank you.
Not fans? Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The former president here to campaign for a ticket of conspiracy theory spouting candidates who say they would have overturned.
Oh my God. Arizona politics is going to be so insane, dude. Blake Masters is literally just like the school shooter that wasn't able to do a school shooting. So he decided to work with Peter Thiel and and allow many school shootings to happen instead. Okay. Terrifying figure. You got psychotic, running for governor, psychotic ex-local media superstar. I don't even know what this is. I don't know what's going on there, but she's got a bucket hat. I like that. God damn, dude. That's so... These guys are all... I mean, I don't know about him, but I'm assuming... What? Tudor Dixon? What? He's got a 10-gallon hat on, dude. That's Mark Fincham. He was at January 6th and is running to be Secretary of State. Let's go, dude. Do you cover international news? Yes, sometimes.
And the results of the 2020 election in Arizona, like Carrie Lake, candidate for governor.
And I know for a fact we will no longer accept rigged elections. Who's with me on that?
Pence here campaigning for Lake's Republican rival.
Arizona needs Karen Taylor Robson in the state house.
Bro, that he's gonna get so washed, like absolutely zero people. I mean, Karen Taylor Robson is so fucking awful, okay? The most sane candidate running in the Arizona gubernatorial race is literally just the most annoying, just awful, like real estate billionaire husband, typical like center right, like I read the New York Times as well type Andy, is not happening. Okay, it's not happening. She got no charisma, nobody likes her, and now the person campaigning for her is also another charisma suck who these people wanted to kill. No, dude, not the Italian one. The Italian one's awesome. What? I wish Mike Pence was, dude. If the non-Trumpian side of the Republican Party had like any understanding or knowledge of how these elections could be won, and they weren't just like more racist liberals, basically, they would be pumping up the Italian grandma. Okay, she actually has a shot if given the opportunity, because she's such a fucking weird figure. The Italian Paula Deen could potentially pose a threat to Carrie Lake.
Here we met some Republicans who are done with Trump.
I voted for Trump twice.
Pussy.
If Mike Pence runs, I'm voting for Mike Pence.
Okay,
Pussy.
so why is that?
I just think that...
Dog, there's like 8 Republicans that think this way, okay? I'm sorry. There are not that many Republicans. These are rhinos, dude. These are rhinos. They're like, I want like just enough racism and homophobia, but like not so much that I'm a cowardly Democrat, because that would be gay. Like that's this guy's worldview. He's like, I want to still vote for Republican because voting for the Democrats would be gay. Okay. And like, you know, that kind of stuff you're supposed to do behind closed doors, obviously. And you know, I can't do that. Don't you want to split their vote? I mean, sure. Who cares? It's awesome. Keep it up. I'm just saying that the Mike Pence side is straight up just like AstroTurf. It's not real.
You know, everyone's seen the January 6th.
Like, there is no actual vote splitting here, my friend. I'm sorry. Have you seen the Arizona government debate highlights? Yeah, I actually covered it on my YouTube, like the longer, like the full version. We watched it, and it was so awesome. I was like, I have to see the whole thing. If you want to check out my reactions to one of the best debates that has ever taken place, called The Most Insane Debate Ever, on my YouTube.
Personal decision for a person.
Well, why can't we treat human life in the same way that we would treat alien life?
That's just a little baby piece for you, okay? That's just to give you a hint. Okay? That's just to give you a little hint. Just dip your toe in that water if you want to see like some unhinged shit. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, let's keep going.
Committee, he stood up for democracy that day. You know, he's like, I'm not leaving the Capitol because I need to be here. And he was the one that was making phone calls to the military and trying to fix the situation while Trump was crying in the dining room.
But even among this crowd, there is sympathy for Trump's election lies and support for a 2024 run.
You're about to see Pence speak here. Trump's not a big fan of him right now.
I understand that. I hear that he could have not certified those results pending all the claims of the fraud. And I wish he would have done that.
Pence had no legal basis to do that. Also among those here, Rusty Bowers, a lifelong Republican and Speaker of the Arizona State House.
Rusty Bowers.
We're talking to a lot of people in here today who said they're not watching the January 6th hearings. They still believe the lies about the 20.
It's so funny that like the most reasonable Republicans are still straight up fucking demons, like lizard people in skin suits. You know what I mean? I love that. Tell me this guy is a real human being, okay? Tell me a lie. You will not be able to convince me, my friend. I'm sorry.
2020 election. What would be your message to them?
I have no message for them. I can't help them. If you don't want to look, you don't want to see, then you won't see. But I've seen enough to know, and I know that all the people right in this room have done their best to count everything and do it all right.
You actually think Biden is doing well as a president? Fuck no, dude. He sucks ass. What? No, of course not. The funniest thing though, that like this is a Rick Scott archetype. Like all these motherfuckers just look and sound and act in the same fucking lizard-like way. I
He
love
testified before the January 6th committee about Trump's efforts to get him to overturn the 2020 results in his state.
What is these conspiracy theories, these lies about the election, about democracy, what is that doing to trust in this state?
It destroys it. It destroys it. We've got to let things go.
What would need to change for you to have faith in U.S. democracy?
I don't trust our government.
Okay, that can't be real. I'm sorry. This guy's name is Rex McCracken, dude. Stop playing with me. There is no way that these are real humans, bro. Rex McCracken? Like, Donnie just went from Rusty Bowers to Rex McCracken, dude. This is like a D&D campaign name that you came up with in 7th grade.
First of all, period. And if you don't have fair elections, what good are they?
Do you ever worry that you're wrong? Do you ever worry that...
Oh, absolutely.
Do you ever worry that maybe
Yes.
Trump has sold you a lie?
Yes. If you start researching and believe that you're the one who's wrong and that you're crazy, which I did do, thinking, okay, maybe I'm wrong and maybe I am being brainwashed and believing something that someone's telling me, but then you go in and look the other direction and you find lies after lies after lies.
It doesn't matter if it was stolen or not. If the Republicans want to take back the House and take back the Senate and then eventually the White House, they need to move on.
The latest on the criminal investigation.
All right, a lot of the rest of this content's kind of fucking boring. And there's some cool stuff in here that we can look at, but I'm not really interested in any of that because we already watched like the main thing that we were going to watch, which is Donald Trump, who gave a speech. So I want to move on to something different. We're going to talk about how Fox News conquered America. We might do the Mr. Beat thing, which is like the I guess, the divide between urban and rural political America, which is the most significant divide. We have debunking 4 myths about inflation with Robert Reich. I don't care about the Discord thing with Andrew Tate. He's washed. And more importantly than that, though, I want to eventually get to defeating the weeb allegations. So many of you have falsely claimed that I'm a fucking weeb, okay? And there's a new Austin Ox banger that I want to watch that finally came out. And I haven't seen it yet. I purposely didn't watch it because I wanted to watch with you guys. Okay? A lot of people have falsely stated, Hassan, you're a weeb, Hassan, you're a weeb, Hassan, you're a weeb. And I think this video, I assume, is going to finally put an end to the weeb accusations. Okay? Balls, you won't do a Naruto run? Bitch, I'll fucking Naruto run right now. Don't ask me things I'll undoubtedly do. I'm just showing you, like... I'm just showing you, like, what it would... Okay, this is not a good start. This is not a good start to defeating the weeb allegation.